Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Tennessee Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Josh, and I'll be facilitating the panel this afternoon. We are going to be hearing from representatives from an array of universities and colleges who are excited to tell you more about their respective institutions. Just a couple of announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen at any time to type questions. You can address your questions to any of our panelists at any time. They're excited to answer questions about their specific institutions, about college admission generally, about the application process. Really anything related to college admission is fair game. Your microphone and your camera are turned off, so the panelists can't see or hear you. So the Q&A button is really your only way to interact, and do take advantage of that. Use it. We love to answer your questions. This is just one of many different sessions happening as part of the Tennessee Virtual College Fair series. So be sure to sign up for some others. You can do that at the same website where you registered for this one. Also, the presentation is being recorded and it'll be available in about a week, as will recordings of all of the other sessions. So come back, check out this one again if you need to, or visit some of the other session recordings that you missed. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter, who will be Anna from Middle Tennessee State University.
Hello, everyone. As Josh said, I am Anna Flora. I am one of the MTSU admissions counselors for East Tennessee. I'm also joined by AJ Cochran, who will be able to answer any of your chat questions at any point, so please feel free to ask those. Without further ado, I'll go ahead and get started. Okay, so welcome to MTSU. So just a brief overview, we are Middle Tennessee State University. We are located in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, which is right outside of Nashville, just about 30 miles southeast. We are a large university with right around 22,000 students, but we do also like to say that we do have a small town feel. And if you do come visit us on campus, I think you'll definitely find that to be true. We have over 140 academic programs, ranging from all sorts of things. So some of our prominent ones are going to be different things like aerospace, professional pilot, anything in media and entertainment, being so close to Nashville. So that's going to be like commercial songwriting, music business, different things like that. And then as well as concrete and construction management. And then of course, some of your more common majors, such as nursing, business, and education. And then finally, we do have over 300 plus student organizations. That is something that I think you'll find too. I think that goes with that small town feel, is finding something that you want to be involved in. So whether that is Greek life, student government, intramurals, club sports, maybe more professional society, anything like that. There's over 300 things to choose from, so there's definitely something out there for you. All right, so just to give you guys the rundown on the application process, this is a great slide to take a picture of if you want to just remember the steps. So our application is open online now at mtsu.edu/apply now. The application itself takes just about 10 minutes. Once you fill out the online portion, you're going to be prompted to pay our $25 application fee. And then once you do that, you may also be prompted to fill out a personal statement. And so if you see on the right side there, we do have guaranteed admission, meaning that if you have any one of these three boxes met, you'll be guaranteed admitted. So whether you have a 3.0, you have a 22 ACT, or maybe you have a combo of a 2.7 with a 19 ACT. So any one of those three will get you guaranteed admitted. Now, if you don't have one of those three, that's okay. We do have what's also called conditional admission, which you'll be prompted to fill out at the end of your online application. So once you've got the application out of the way, you've got a few more steps to complete. So make sure that you submit your high school transcript along with any college transcripts if you have dual enrollment credits, followed by your ACT or SAT scores. Once you have all those in, you have a completed admissions file, and we'll be able to share an admissions decision with you. All right, so what does it cost? This is obviously an important thing to consider as you're looking at different colleges to choose from. You guys should be in state, so you'll be looking at that that top line there. So tuition is going to be right at $4,700. And then we do have a books estimate, which in my experience, that's extremely high just because now you're going to be able to rent them, buy them used, sometimes even get them free. So that estimate's a little bit on the higher end from what you'll actually be spending. And then you'll notice that residence hall and meal plan are both listed as optional. And that is because at MTSU, you actually do not have to live on campus your first year. And if you don't live on campus your first year, you do not have to have a meal plan. So Now, I would highly recommend living on campus, but like I said, not required. So if you add all those together, you're going to get a grand total of right around $10,000 per semester. And keep in mind, that's before any financial aid, any scholarships, any tuition assistance. So that is really the top amount that you can expect to pay per semester at MTSU. Now, how are you going to pay for this? So freshman academic scholarships are a great thing to know about. So if you have at least a 23 ACT and a 3.5 GPA, you are eligible for our freshman guaranteed scholarships. Now, one thing I want you guys to take away from this slide is that you do have to have a completed application by December 1st. So if you hear nothing else, make sure that you complete your app by December 1st to take advantage of these scholarships. Now, as you guys can see also, the higher ACT or SAT, you're going to get a higher award amount. So maybe you don't quite have the ACT score that you want just yet, but you're going to be able to improve that. We'll actually take your best ACT score through the December ACT test date. So even if you don't have what you want yet, go ahead and apply just so that you can lock in the scholarship amount that you do have. All right, so we are wrapping up here. Just a few important links to also maybe just take a picture of with your phone. Again, that's our application link right there at the top, mtsu.edu/apply now. Also, we would love for you to come visit us. So if you guys go to mtsu.edu/visit, we do have campus tours available. So make sure that you guys sign up for one of those. And then academic programs, great resource here. If you guys go on there, you can actually see an A to Z listing of everything that we have, and you can view all sorts of other things about the programs as well. Scholarships, another reminder about that. And then housing, as I said, not required, but definitely recommended. And then if you have any questions that you want to text admissions, that number is listed there for you as well. All right, last slide here. So after today, if you have any questions, this is my contact info as well as AJ Cochran's contact info. So you can go on there and reach us a variety of different ways just to let us know how we can help you through the admissions process. But thank you guys so much for tuning in to hear more about MTSU, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.
Thank you so much, Anna. So next we'll be hearing from the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. Is that Tyler?
Yes, sorry, I was struggling to unmute myself.
Great, no problem.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Tyler Llewellyn. Can y'all see the screen okay?
Yep,
Okay.
It looks great.
All right. So my name is Tyler Llewellyn. I am one of the admissions counselors for the University of Tennessee at Knoxville. We've got a link there on our screen to where you can find your admissions counselor to help you through the admissions process. So speaking of admissions counselors, this process for most of our majors is holistic. So we're considering the whole applicant for the majority of our academic programs. So anything from the essay on the application to your grades that you will self-report this year. That's something new that we're doing. So we've got a self-reported academic record. So in the application process, you can apply either through the VIP app or the common application. Both of those are listed there in the lower left-hand corner. And you complete the application, and after that, you will get a link to do the self-reported grades and test scores. So that's going to calculate a core weighted GPA for you through this process. Also this year, test scores are not required, so we are test optional. And when I want to kind of explain exactly what test optional means for us. So we do not require test scores for admissions, for scholarships, for honors programs consideration. So you will not be at a disadvantage if you do not submit a test score this year. I just want to make that very clear for all the students. So in the admissions process, I mentioned there's a required essay. So the essay is really how we get to know you. So we don't have minimum requirements for programs except for nursing and engineering. Those are some of our competitive programs. So we learn about you through the essay. We learn about you through the supporting statement where you can talk about any extenuating circumstances on the application. So feel free to list as much information as possible to help us to get to know you and learn about you through this application process. November the 2nd is our early action deadline that you can see there. And this year we're doing decision release dates. So if you apply early action, which is not binding, by the way, our decisions will go out in mid-December. If you apply regular admission by December the 15th, your decision will be in mid-February. If you apply by November the 2nd, which is coming up in just a few weeks, you complete the scholarship application by December the 15th, you will be considered for all scholarships that we offer. So we do have some guaranteed scholarships based on test score and GPA. And we awarded more than $61 million in scholarship this past year. There's also a test optional scholarship called the Beacon Scholarship this year with a minimum requirement of a 3.8 weighted core GPA. And we're going to look closely at your application when we award this scholarship. So considering everything from your involvement in the school and community, leadership, but first and foremost, academics for that test optional scholarship. You can scan the middle of the screen there for the QR code for our admissions brochure, and we'll also be glad to email you some links to that as well. So I want to give you some fast facts about UT. So this year we had our largest freshman class ever, and we've got more than 24,000 undergrads at UT this year. You can see our middle 50% listed there. So 50% of our applicants for this year's incoming class had between a 3.6 and a 4.2 for the core weighted GPA, and between a 25 and a 31 super score for the ACT. So we do super score if you plan to submit test scores for this process. So we've got more than 360 academic programs. So hopefully anything you could think of, we offer it. And that brochure in the middle of the screen will list all the programs that we do offer. So even though we're a large school, you don't have to think that we're all going to have really big classes your freshman years all the way up to junior year, senior year. So we try to keep class sizes small, with more than 70% of those having 30 or less in them. And usually English and foreign language classes are actually capped at 20. I went to UT, I was in a small program, public relations. We've got a lot of other small programs like that as well. This year we had the highest retention rate ever of right around 87%. And we do have the highest retention rates and graduation rates of all public universities in the state. So we try to have as many resources as possible to help graduate successful volunteers. There on the right, I can see my time is running out. We've got our contact information, so feel free to email us. That VIP website is where you can join our mailing list and also where you can start the application. And then there at the bottom on the right, you can see how you can visit campus in person or virtually. So it's good to be here. Thanks for having us, and go Vols.
Thank you so much, Tyler. And next we have Caitlin from the University of Tennessee School of Social Work.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Caitlin Moore, and I'm the recruiting coordinator for the College of Social Work. So a little bit about our college. We were established in 1942 as the National School of Social Work. We later became a part of the University of Tennessee in 1951. I like to say our college is small but mighty. We have 170 undergraduate students, with 15 being male and 155 being female. And our faculty to student ratio is 25:1. So our class sizes are really small, and it allows the student to really collaborate with their peers and with their instructors. So you may be wondering, what exactly is social work? So a social work helps people with a variety of problems. It's centered in social justice and equity, and it's focused on individuals and their environments. So there are many jobs that you can have. The field is really broad. Those jobs can range from school counselor to a hospital caseworker to a nonprofit executive director or a child advocate. Now, why should you choose the University of Tennessee's College of Social Work? We're ranked in the top 20 for BSW programs. So once you step foot on our campus, you become a Vol for life, and you get opened up to numerous alumni, both regionally and internationally. The opportunities in social work are endless. In 2019, 98% of our social work graduates were employed within a year. And then the experience. Our students are required to take a field practicum or internship, where they'll complete 600 hours over 3 semesters. And though there are university organizations, we have college organizations within the College of Social Work. So we have the Coalition of Black Social Workers, which pretty much engages and connects our Black social work students with professionals within the community. And their goal is to increase awareness about issues specific to the Black community. And then we have our Social Work Honor Society, Phi Alpha, which allows our students to gain access to a national network of social workers and professional development opportunities. And then we have the Social Work Student Organization, which is a bachelor's and master's level organization. And students work with outreach and engagement, again, professional development and community building. And it's not listed here, but we also have college ambassadors, which are the face of the College of Social Work. And then a few fun activities that go on within our college. We have Cellgate, which is simply when the alumni, current students, faculty, and staff meet with community partners and engage together on a yacht before a football game. And then we have the United Nations trips, where students engage in social work day at the UN. And then we have Volunteers Abroad with Dr. Camille Hall, who is our director of equity. So last year they went to Costa Rica for a trip to really get involved with cultural diversity. And then lastly, if you want to know what's going on at the College of Social Work, we invite you to like us on Facebook or follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And our website link is listed as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Caitlin. Up next from Austin Peay State University is Dylan.
All right, sorry, I had to turn the video on. All right, I'm gonna share my screen. Okay, so guys, this is our tour presentation I'm about to show you. Just give you all the facts I can about Austin Peay in a 6-minute time frame. Being out in East Tennessee, you might not know much about Austin Peay. So currently, Austin Peay has about 11,000 students. That's the most we've ever had on our campus. We have the highest safety level you can get from the TBI. So we're very safe. We offer over 50 different majors. Our biggest major right now is currently biology. We have a great nursing program, a great criminal justice program with a concentration in homeland security. That's a big draw for us. We have over 100, it says 130, but it's actually 170 student organizations on campus. That ranges from Greek life to intramural sports, club sports. We have a Harry Potter club for my Harry Potter fans out there. So there's lots of different things to do here at Austin Peay, lots of organizations. We do study abroad. We go to over 30 different countries when we're allowed to leave the country, that is. So highly recommend doing that. Average classroom size is about 20. So that's pretty relatively small for a college classroom. And we are a Division I university, and we play our sports in the Ohio Valley Conference. So how to be a Gov? All you do is you apply online. We have a $25 application fee, so you pay that $25 app fee. Then you're going to send us your high school transcripts and ACTs. Right now, you don't have to send us your ACTs. As long as you just send us your transcripts, you're all good there. So the requirement to get in, you need a 2.85 GPA or a 20 on the ACT. You can actually be conditionally admitted with a 2.75 or a 19. Different ways to get scholarships at Austin Peay include our admissions application. We have our general scholarship application that gives out over 300 different scholarships just through various different departments at Austin Peay. And then you've got the FAFSA. Our academic scholarships include our presidential, which is $6,000. All of these are 4-year renewable as long as you maintain a 2.75 GPA. You need a 3.0 and a 30 to get the presidential. Then you got a 3.0 and a 26 for the deans. And then the achievement scholarship is a 3.5 and a 22. For our academic scholarships, you are required to have both the ACT and the GPA requirement met though. So what's the cost to attend? All of you guys are pretty much in state, so don't worry about the out-of-state cost. It's about $4,400 per semester for tuition and fees. Then you've got housing and a meal plan. There is a housing requirement for freshmen, so you are required to live on campus and have a meal plan if you're outside of our 50-mile radius from campus. So for you guys, most of you are going to be outside of that. So you would have to live on campus, but that 5,300 number is a estimate cost of the most expensive housing and meal plan option. So it actually can go down just a little bit. So I'm gonna talk to you guys about housing. Once you apply, get admitted and all that good stuff, you're gonna complete the housing application. When you fill that out, you're gonna put in a $100 deposit. If you do that before December 31st, your priority date to pick which dorm you wanna live in will be March 1st. If you wait till January or February, then that priority date will be moved back to March 3rd or March 5th. But once you put that $100 down, it locks in your priority. And then if you decide, oh, I'm not going to Austin Peay, you can get that $100 back if you let us know by July 1st. So you're not locked into anything with it. It just kind of tells us, I want priority. And all freshmen can have cars on campus. So I just wanted to make sure everyone knows that, since for you guys are going to be commuting a little bit. Lastly, these are just campus traditions. Mud Bowl's my absolute favorite one. It's a huge, it's a big pot of mud that the fire department gets together and makes for us. And then it's a volleyball tournament. It's awesome. It's my favorite thing. And then other ones are listed there. That's my boss jumping off of a rock. And then this is our admissions number. If you guys ever have any questions about admissions or anything like that, or any program specifically, just call that number. We can help figure out where you need to go, who you need to ask to answer any questions. And then that's also the admissions email address right there. So if you ever have any questions, feel free to ask away. And thank you guys for joining us tonight.
Great, thank you, Dylan. And up next is Matthew from Lincoln Memorial University.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Matthew Bruning. I'm undergraduate admissions counselor here at Lincoln Memorial University. I'm going to talk about some quick facts about university, some of our most popular programs, and the admissions process. So Lincoln Memorial University, founded in 1897. We are located in Harrogate, Tennessee. For enrollment this academic school year, we are right under 5,000 students. That's including undergraduate and graduate students. Average class size, about 14:1 class size ratio. So normally your general education courses have about 20 to 25 students in the class. As you get into a specific major, then the class size does get smaller. Some other quick facts about the university. We are accredited by SAC COC. We are a private university, which is very affordable. About 90% of undergraduate students here at LMU receive some sort of financial aid. And according to alarms.org, back in 2019, LMU was known as the safest campus in America. So as far as academics, from the associate's degree, students could receive an associate's degree in arts, business administration, nursing, and some of the general science degrees, and also veterinary med tech and vet health science. As far as bachelor degrees, we have degrees from all over, from business, like accounting, marketing, finance, sports management, some of our biology courses, like biology pre-health, which is another pre-professional track. We have nursing, which is a very popular major. Veterinary health science and vet med tech is another popular major here at the university as far as bachelor degrees. And then some of our pre-professional and graduate tracks, we have a doctorate degree in law, medicine. We're starting occupational therapy and physical therapy in May 2021, and optometry. Our graduate programs, we have our master's of business administration, education, nursing, science, and much more. And then this is a list of some of the pre-professional, the professional tracks here at the university. So what is our acceptance policy? LMU's acceptance policy It was about 3.2 GPA and a 19 ACT composite or a 1010 SAT composite. For fall 2021 applicants, we are going test optional. Now, as far as scholarships, as you can see here, our scholarships are merit-based, so it does go off of a student's GPA and ACT or SAT. So students can receive up to $11,000 of scholarship money based off of a GPA of 3.5 to 4.0 GPA and then 29 to 36 ACT score. We have other scholarships that are not listed on this PowerPoint, but I am going to mention to you, we have our endowed scholarships, which go off of the student's major and where they reside in the state of Tennessee or Kentucky if you are a Kentucky student. Now, how is the application process? So to fill out an application, you go on our website at lmunet.edu, click on the apply button on the top right corner, and then it will take you to the application portal where you will be able to create your own profile and start an application. And then when you're filling out the application, what type of program you're applying for. So in this case, would be undergraduate, what major you are applying for, and the start term, which is fall 2021. And then after you submit your application, we will require your high school transcripts and test scores. Like I said, we are going test optional. So if you do decide you want to take the test optional route, then let us know, and then we will be able to push your application. So forth. Another thing I want to mention, our application is free and there are no essay requirements. Okay. But that is a small overview about Lincoln Memorial University. If you have any questions about LMU, feel free to contact us directly. Our email is listed on the PowerPoint, as well as our main admissions line, or you can contact me directly. My contact information is listed there as well. But thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out at any time.
Thanks, Matthew. And then our last presenter this evening is Julia from South College.
All right, let me share my screen. All right. My name is Julia Stewart. I'm with South College here in Knoxville, Tennessee. We have two campuses here in Knoxville. Our main campus is our Lonis Drive campus that houses our admissions and financial aid departments, as well as the majority of our programs. We also have another campus on Goodies Lane that has a little bit of our graduate programs and pharmacy. We are regionally accredited through SACS. That accreditates us to offer programs from certificate level all the way up to doctorate level. As far as our general admissions go, we require either a 2.5 high school GPA, a minimum of an ACT of 17, or an SAT combined score of 830. If for any reason a student doesn't meet one of these requirements, we have an in-house admissions exam that we can either send in an email link, or students can come to campus to take it. But as far as general admissions go, you just have to meet one of those requirements. Our programs require a little bit of different ones, and if any students have any specific questions about those requirements, just let me know. We are a Tennessee Promise school. So Tennessee Promise does cover a certificate or an associate's degree with us, even though we are a private institution. The only thing students would have to pay out of pocket are textbooks and tech fees, and if there's any additional fees per program. One thing that's different with us using Tennessee Promise is that you can start in the summer at no additional cost. Where most schools ask you to start in the fall, you can start sooner with us, and that way you can finish sooner and hop into the work field. This kind of shows you how Tennessee Promise works with us. As you know, Tennessee Promise covers what a community college covers, and we are not a community college. So our Tuition is a little bit more expensive. What we do is pick up the rest with the South College Opportunity Grant. That way our students can go completely tuition free. That does stack with Pell Grant and Hope Scholarship. If any of our students are looking to continue on and do their bachelor's degree, you will be able to use Pell and Hope and any other grants or loans that you get from the FAFSA. All of our students will be able to talk with financial aid about their specific FAFSA, anything else they receive, and they can get their own personal funding plan made for them. These are our eligible Tennessee Promise programs. I know that's really small, but that gives you an idea of what we offer. We have a pretty wide range of programs from LPN to criminal justice business. We have a number of health science programs, including nursing and pharmacy. We have medical assisting, occupational therapy assistant, physical therapy assistant, and we even have a radiography program, surgical tech and teaching. We also have the only sonography program in East Tennessee. Unfortunately, that program is not fully covered by Tennessee Promise. So if you're interested in that program, we can definitely talk about ways to get that covered. But like I said, we have the only sonography program in East Tennessee. These are a list of all of our other programs. Like I said, if any of our students come with us to do their associates, they can stay to get their bachelor's, master's, and we even have doctoral programs in pharmacy and physical therapy. These programs are split between our Lonis and our Parkside campus. So if you have any questions about where a certain program is, you can just let me know. There's a couple of reasons to choose us. I won't go over all of these. But something that I think is really important is that we have hands-on training and instruction, and we have modern labs and equipment. As you can see in these photos, these are what our classrooms look like. They don't look like your standard sit-down desk kind of classrooms. All of our students are going to be up working on the equipment while they're in class. You're not going to be sitting in a lecture class watching a professor tell you what to do or show you what to do. You're going to be up doing it yourself. We believe that hands-on instruction is the best way to learn. And everything that you're working on in our classrooms is exactly what you're going to be working on in a hospital or clinical setting. We have small classroom sizes. That way everyone can work on the equipment in every class period. You're not going to have to take turns with other classmates. We are fast-tracked. We work on a quarter system instead of a semester system. So we go 4 quarters a year. That way our students can take more classes in a year and get done sooner. So where it would usually take students about 2 to 2.5 years to finish an associate's degree, it takes our students about 1 year to 1.5 years. If anyone is interested in pharmacy, I definitely recommend checking out our SPEAR program. It's one of a kind. And it's an early acceptance into the Doctorate of Pharmacy program. So that's a little bit about the program, but if you have any specific questions, just let me know. We also are a dual enrollment school, and it's not too late to sign up for dual enrollment for the spring. We have a senior checklist that we've created that has Tennessee Promise requirements and also specific requirements for South College. So if anyone wants this sent to them, just please send us your email and we can send this to you. The Tennessee Promise deadline is coming up, so make sure that you get on that as soon as you can. And like I said, my name is Julia, and our other high school representative is Tiffany. So this is our contact information. If you have any specific questions, please jot this down so you can get to us. All right.
Thank you so much, Julia. So that was our last of the presentations, but we certainly have some more time to answer questions. So if you have any questions, you can type them into the Q&A box now. And perhaps while we're waiting for other questions, if there are any, perhaps our panelists could turn their cameras back on and maybe just answer the question of what your favorite thing is about your campus, whether it's a fun campus tradition or a unique program, something that really makes your college or university special. Let's go first with Tyler from UT Knoxville.
All right. So this one's a hard one for me to answer, but I did go to UT, so I've got a couple of options here to give you. So my favorite things about campus, first of all, would be the people. I came to UT from out of state, and I just found the city and the people on campus to be great to work with. Everyone was really friendly and helpful. It was just Knoxville is I feel like a big selling point for us being right here in Knoxville. It's a great location, which is another favorite thing about campus because we're right next to downtown Knoxville, easily accessible just by walking there. Also right along the Tennessee River and really close to the Smoky Mountains. So people and location, I think, are some of the best things that we have.
Cool, thanks. And you just got a question if you're offering in-person campus tours. You're still mute.
Thanks. Yes, we are offering in-person campus tours. They are limited to just 12 students and 1 guest, and students are required to wear a mask. But we have a lot of virtual opportunities available with information sessions. Open house is coming up next week. It's all virtual, and that's all available on visit.utk.edu for in-person and virtual tours.
Great, thanks. Next, Anna from Middle Tennessee State University.
Yes. Okay. So this is obviously an equally difficult question to answer. So I'll give you kind of a more typical answer and then a fun answer. So for the first one, I would say I was also an alumni of MTSU. And one thing I really liked is that no matter what program or major you're involved in, MTSU does a great job of finding ways to get you hands-on experience and hands-on involvement in that program. So of course, the ones you might think of, such as ProPilot, they're going to get you in the airplane. But even ones that are a little more less common, such as my major, which was child development and family studies, we had a lot of hands-on opportunities too. So if you're someone that likes to learn by doing, or if you want to try it out before you really settle into it, MTSU is going to offer you that. And then my fun answer would be that we do have our own dairy farm located just right off of campus. So we are really known for our chocolate milk. We recently started making ice cream with it as well. And if you've never had a chance to try it, the best way I can describe it is that to me, it tastes like a melted Wendy's Frosty. So definitely, if you are on campus for a campus tour, come grab some, and we would love to see you there.
Thanks so much. Caitlin from UT College of Social Work.
So I'll kind of hit back on what Tyler said, since I am fairly new to UT. The people are amazing. They're very friendly, and I've enjoyed really getting into Knoxville and exploring the city. So.
Cool, thanks. Dylan from Austin Peay State University.
Yeah, so I'm an alumni of Austin Peay, so I can definitely talk about it. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. Kind of like Anna said, here at Austin Peay, they really make us, they get you that hands-on experience in whatever you're going to do. I was in my major, I had to have an internship, and they definitely find places where people are going to succeed and set you up to network really well. And I also would say my favorite thing about Austin Peay as a whole has got to be the community around it. Just because alumni are always coming back, you get to network like with them, as well as going to homecoming football games or basketball games and things like that. It's a really great way to get your name out there and meet different people all from around the community as a whole.
Cool, thanks. Matthew from Lincoln Memorial.
Okay, so I'm an LMU alum, got my master's degree here in business administration. One thing I can say about LMU, one is be the small class sizes. I feel like you get that one-on-one interaction with your professors. Two, I think another important factor about why I love LMU is because our community, even though it's small and we're not in the big area like Knoxville is, but the community is always growing. We have a lot of alumni from all over that come back, especially during homecoming week. And then especially when we had those big events, throughout the year, our community is constantly engaging.
Great, thank you. And Julia from South College.
I have two favorite things about South College. One of my first ones is our health science programs. They're unlike any other school, especially right now. Health science is so important in the world that we live in. But our programs are just really hands-on. They're really engaging. We're working in the community constantly all through East Tennessee. And that's been really cool to watch. I don't have a health science background. So being able to see our students grow in the health science areas in the places that they're passionate about has been really awesome. My second one is a fun one. Our pharmacy school is really, really diverse, and they're doing awesome things. But every year they do kind of like a culture dinner where they each student brings food from their specific culture. I think that's really cool. Is we have a really large pharmacy school, and for them to be able to come together as a community to do that and share their cultural experiences is really cool. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. And with that, I think we will end. If you didn't get your question answered, be sure to reach out directly to college or university representatives. Admission counselors love to hear from students who are interested in their college, so don't be shy to send email. And we're always happy to answer your questions. But thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. When you close your window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We really appreciate any feedback that you can provide. Also, as I mentioned at the beginning, this is just one of many sessions being hosted as part of the College Fair series, so sign up for some others. And you can find recordings of this session as well as all of the others online, and they should be available within a week. So thanks again for coming. Thank you so much to all of the representatives, all the panelists. We really appreciate everything you shared with us, and everyone have a great night.